Welcome everyone to Chapter 7 of A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. And this is Miss Wala Samir. Welcome back. Chapter 7 is entitled with Two Promises. The main events of this chapter are: the chapter starts a year after the market incident. Charles Darnay had settled in England. He stayed there and he managed his work, his house, how to earn his living through living in England. He worked as a teacher of French and as a translator. Why? Because he was a Frenchman and he made use of his ability to speak French fluently through teaching it and translating it. As a teacher, Charles Darnay teaching was enjoyable, and as a translator, he had an elegant style. Soon, he became widely in demand and familiar to people in England. He loved Lucie Manette since the first sight, yet he didn't tell her a word after all that time. One summer day, he went to Dr. Manette's house, knowing that Lucie would be out with Miss Bruce. So, he would have the chance to talk to her father about the matter freely. Dr. Manette had recovered. If you remember, we talked about him in detail, saying that he had health and mental problems after his long imprisonment in France, and he had recovered. He was very energetic. He returned to practice his work as a doctor. Dr. Manette welcomed Darnay warmly, as he was away at work for days. He refers to Darnay, he was away at work. This encouraged Darnay to propose Lucie for marriage. Her father seemed hesitant. Why is that? We would soon find out. When Darnay expressed how deep he loved Lucie, Dr. Manette silenced him. After that, he told Darnay he noticed the feelings that both Darnay and Lucie had for each other, exactly as Dr. Manette's and Lucie's mother had long time ago. Darnay knew the strong attachment between Dr. Manette and Lucie. He promised him not to separate between him and Lucie as his child, companion, and friend. If they got married, he would support this relation and make it closer till death. Darnay started to tell Dr. Manette how similar they both were. They were similar in three aspects. The first one was both were exiled from France. The second aspect was both had driven away from its oppression and miseries. They ran away from France. The third aspect was both were trying to make their living by their own efforts and trusting in a happier future. As soon as Darnay finished speaking, a struggle was clearly seen on Dr. Manette's face. He started to feel not okay because he felt that Darnay would take his bird, Lucie, away from him. The first promise in this chapter was Dr. Manette promised Darnay that if Lucie considered Darnay essential to her happiness, he would give her to him. He promised him too, if there were any reasons against the man Lucie loves, they would be wiped out for her sake. Darnay tried to tell Dr. Manette about his real family name and that he was one of the Marquis family, but Dr. Manette stopped him. He said if Lucie loved Darnay, he would agree on their marriage, but asked Darnay to promise him not to tell him his real name until the marriage morning. And this is the second promise in this chapter. The first one was from Dr. Manette to Darnay to let him marry Lucie if she considered him essential to her happiness. The second one was Darnay not to tell Dr. Manette his real family name till the marriage morning. Due to the unusual bonds between Dr. Manette and Lucie, and that she was everything to her father, he lost his memory when he felt she was about to leave him by marriage. Yet, his love to her was much bigger than suffering. He would agree if he felt she would be happy with Darnay. When Lucie found her father in this condition, she tried to comfort him. They walked up and down the room together till he fell asleep. Carton loved Lucie, but he knew he wasn't up to her, and he knew that she loved Darnay. If that marriage happens between him and Lucie, it will bring misery to Lucie. She might hate him, and he couldn't beat that feeling. He said that he was a bad man, and he couldn't be better. Lucie was sorry for him, because he went to her home and told her about that, and about his feelings. He promised her that he would give up his life to her or anybody she loved. And this is a third minor promise in this chapter, from Carton to Lucie to give up his life to her or anyone dear to her. He was ready to sacrifice his life for her or anyone dear to her. And that was the end of the events of chapter 7, and let's wrap up through those questions. The first one is, how similar were Darnay and Dr. Manette? We mentioned the 3 points. Do you remember them? 2. What are the 2 promises in this novel, or in the whole novel, the 2 main promises? 3. What promise did Darnay give Dr. Manette? We should mention it here in detail. 4. What promise did Carton give Lucie? 5. Why didn't Carton propose marriage to Lucie? 6. Mention one occasion on which Dr. Manette lost his memory. Till we meet again in chapter 8. Bye!